Well, here we are. Yourself, me, Ben Fielding, Joel. Worship Central Australia Conference.
And it has been incredible, Joel. I've loved today.
It has been good.
It's been an incredible venue. People singing has been incredible. If you weren't here today and you could have been here, I don't know what to say.
Where were you? But thank you so much for being here because it was a great session with you just then.
Thank you.
I want to ask you a couple of quick questions if that's okay. Got a little list. First of all, worship songs. What new sort of songs maybe you listen to personally or that you've been leading that you've been loving?
I just heard a couple of new songs in that previous session that were in really special songs.
Did you now?
I think you were leading them. You might have written them.
I may have written one or two.
It's a little bit awkward now. Your line of questioning.
No. You don't have to say those.
No, but mate, I have been hearing some incredible songs coming out. Like I love what Brian and Jan and Johnson and Bethel have been writing. Amazing. Forever. That they worked on with Carrie Job. That is just an absolutely killer song.
Huge song.
Like every bit of that song I love.
Me too.
You know, like, could it get any better? Yep, it could.
Yeah,
and the bridge gets
does.
better.
Totally
does.
does.
That's amazing. Anyway, so I love that song. I love the Phil Wickham song. This is Amazing Grace. It's beautiful.
Yep.
I love Chris Tomlin's new record as well. I think that's beautiful, exceptional. He just amazes me that he just keeps on doing it, on doing it. It gets better and better. And his songs are so accessible and but so brilliantly put together. So I feel like it's been an incredible year so far for praise and worship music.
Absolutely. Can I ask you this question? What have you been like reading in the Word recently that's sort of just pumping you up?
Yeah.
Maybe it's resonating. Is there a particular passage or are you camped somewhere?
Well, we're going through my small group at the moment.
Yeah.
I'm going through Matthew, so just going back through the Gospels.
Great.
And it coincides at the moment in church, at Hillsong Church where I go. This year we've been talking a lot about the Beatitudes in Matthew 5 and that bold declaration of Jesus that flips the whole world sort of on its head. Blessed are the poor in spirit, blessed are the meek, blessed are this picture that you hear it and you're like, I think Jesus has mixed it up. It's meant to, But the way that Jesus is framing the life with him in it and post the cross, this picture of the fact that we can know life to its full through Jesus. And so, yes, blessed are those who mourn because they will be comforted by Christ. Blessed are those who are pure in heart because they will see Jesus. And this picture that our lives now become completely about Christ. And, we sing it. We sing Christ is enough and whatever. But a statement like that, that we're blessed just to have Christ, is a profound thing to confess in the face of things like difficulty and mourning and poverty.
Christ is enough. I love it, man. That's great. I find that an encouragement, so thanks, man. So if you could give one nugget, or if there's a top tip, Ben Fielding's top tip.
Ben Fielding's nugget.
It's a nugget of gold.
Okay.
To either worship leaders or songwriters, you could pick one, or could be both. Could be the same tip. I don't know.
Yeah.
What is your number one, or if maybe a handful, or whatever you got? Give me a goal.
Okay. Well, I think for songwriters, firstly, I'd say that we've got, and worship leaders, we've got an incredible mandate, and our role in the church is a unique but incredibly significant one. If we look through the history of the church and even just culture in general, music and art has an incredible ability to permeate parts of the mind and the hearts of people that basically nothing else can.
Totally.
And you can take a complex and a mysterious thing like the resurrection of Jesus, and you can present it in a way that is beautiful and that makes sense on a different level that maybe it never would if you just said it. And so I think we've got an incredible responsibility, though, that comes with that. A lot of the theology of the church has been and is shaped by the theology of the songs that we sing.
Yeah, totally.
And I think that's an incredible opportunity that we've got to be prophetic in the Beatitudes sense, to kind of flip the world on its head, to be countercultural, to be subversive, to speak into culture and say, well, actually, there's Jesus. But at the same time, that we have an incredible responsibility to make sure that what we're singing is true. And so I know for our team, all our lyrics go through some checkpoints. And sometimes that's a difficult process as a writer because you got to be vulnerable enough and humble enough to be like, this may need to change, even
surrender
though I feel
it,
like
even
it's
though,
the best.
I love that lyric.
Yeah, and everything, your head's saying you're wrong.
Yeah.
But your heart's saying, hold on.
Yeah.
And it is true that that's such an important part of the process that you've got to get it right. We don't want to put the wrong words in the mouths of our churches. We want to make sure that they're singing truth and they're singing the word of God, because one thing that's for sure is the Bible's unshakable. what we think's good and it's important, but what God has said is more important.
Yeah, love it. Did you want to share with us a horror moment before we go? Do you have a worship leading horror moment?
I have so many worship leading horror moments that I feel like I'd be taking up the whole website with my horror moments.
Okay. Well,
there wouldn't be enough bandwidth.
I'm ready. Just
I'm not very good
on
at
me,
technical
man.
language, but I think bandwidth is what I'm looking for. Well, there was this tour that we did about 2 years ago. It was a Glorious Ruins tour, and on the album cover of Glorious Ruins, there was the beautiful daytime fireworks.
Colourful. I remember it. It's
very
awesome.
colourful.
It's such a cool idea.
Thank you. Wasn't my idea, but thank you on behalf of whoever's idea it was. And we did this daytime fireworks kind of thing at conference, and it was amazing. And so we had the idea on when we go out and tour it, let's have these like little color rocket powder things that start it with the intro, and it looks like the cover, and it's amazing.
Yeah, totally.
And it
would
worked
be amazing.
quite well indoors. But we're doing this one outdoor event,
outside.
and so the intro track rolls, and it's the moment's building, cue rockets, fire, but there's so much wind that all the color just gets blown, and it literally becomes like an ash cloud that just covers the first few rows and then just blows back into us. And so there was looks of horror on the faces of people. People were offended and
shielding themselves from the colourful ash.
I thought they were lifting their hands to worship, but
they were protecting their own eyes.
Yes.
Oh, mate.
And it was a horror moment of horror moments.
Probably not one that you're going to replicate anytime soon.
No.
Yeah.
No, although I would like to see the footage back and maybe release it.
I'd really like to see that footage too, yeah.
It probably would go viral.
Well, Ben Fielding, thank you so much for spending some time with us, being here today.
Thanks, Joel.
See ya.